Wholeness, beautiful beings, welcome to Notes of Nara. My name is Naja Rashida, and yes, let's just get right into today's topic. So we are in the month of August, where we're discussing the heart space, healing, journey, desires, wants, needs, priorities, heart's desires. I wanted to get into the denial of joy causes, or how the denial of joy causes the heart to ask for pleasure first. Once you have a heart activation or reactivation or how do I say this? Rejuvenation of the heart space, where major wounds have been identified and healed and processed in a way that you feel lighter and brighter and more grounded, more centered and present with your heart space, with the love that you have within yourself, a channel opens. And you can, for those of you who are aware of the metaphysics and Eastern tradition of the energy centers, right? You have the crown and the third eye chakra, the throat chakra, the heart, the solar plexus, and sacral root. I like to call the soul star and the earth star, okay? The soul star is like your divine supreme access to supreme love and guidance, and then your earth star is one of your main purposes in this life, your true general intention of living out this lifetime, this lifeline. So when you have a major opening in the heart center, your heart space, there's a channel. And we have many, I think probably hundreds of what they call nadas within our energy bodies. That's just an influx of our life force energy. And with the heart space, with any of the channels, once it's open, it's like a dam, right? And it just bursts open like a river. And whether this could be stored up stagnant energy that's been needed to be released for a long while, or it's just opening yourself up, like your cup is empty, but you're opening up that channel to receive and to release. It should be this ongoing, ever-flowing energy of receiving, releasing, receiving, releasing, receiving, releasing, receiving, releasing, ever-ending, non-stop. And so with that, when you have this deeper, I would say, when you tune into that infinite well of self-love, the well that's within you in all things, this cannot be filled by others. Shared, yes, but it cannot be recognized, and it cannot be projected by others, but it is the well within yourself that you have to choose to use and to open. And once this well is open, you have the frequency of joy. And oftentimes we deny ourselves joy. We deny ourselves joy, and then thus we cannot know what contentment is. We can't know that fine balance between ecstasy and despair. It's just this weird numbing, like I've mentioned in many of my videos at this point. And the heart begins to starve. It begins to literally starve because it desires connection. The soul, it's the soul's voice for connection, the heart, right? The heart doesn't have to think of solutions, but the most important thing for the heart to work properly and to function properly, it's about connection to yourself, then connecting to others outside of yourself. And what's so very sad is oftentimes when there's that disconnection within ourselves, then we externalize. We go outside of ourselves, connecting to anything and all things that will make us feel any pleasure. And not all pleasure is good when the heart is starving, but when the heart is starving, it must eat. Be conscious when in the space of love or of loving another. You have that well within yourself. that infinite well of being, that infinite well of centeredness and presence. You can feed yourself. But you must know this: by connecting to yourself, you can feed yourself. The soul will never starve. Your spirit will never ache, you know. But with this disconnection from the self, you will know suffering, because it's like you have such a desire to attach yourself to something, to connect to something so badly. And it's a hunger that it's very painful. A lot of suffering. People go through a lot of suffering because they keep going outside themselves to try to see, maybe if I connect to this person, I'll be able to connect to myself. And sometimes, depending on the lesson and on the soul contract, that happens at times. Not all the time. A lot of our lessons are set up for us to learn how to recognize that we are whole and that we are complete. Very, very difficult, and I think very advanced lesson. Very advanced. And sometimes it can take most of us many years to figure out, or all up until our last breath. So yes, the heart will ask for pleasure first when it is denied, when it is unfed, when it is hungry for you. It doesn't really want the other per se, or something outside. It wants you. But since you deny it, it will seek food from wherever it can get it, no matter how dark, no matter how loving, no matter how friendly, no matter how, dangerous. It will eat, and it will feed, because it is starving. It is suffering. When you begin to learn and study and master the different voices of your being, and you begin to learn the songs of your own heart, the rhythms of your own heart, the music of your own heart, then you begin to have that capability of feeding yourself again. Do I have the exact map and instruction manual to tell you exactly what that means and what you need to do? Do I have a prescription, a spiritual, metaphysical, esoteric prescription for you to follow that would help you? No, I don't. I don't hold the answers for you. I don't. I hold the answers for no one. Absolutely not. This is something of self-study. This is something of self-empowerment. This is something of self-mastery that you must embark on, that you must initiate, that you must ask for you and no one else. The heart asks for pleasure first when it is hungry, when it is suffering, and when it is denied by you. Not your lover, not your friend, not your foe, not your family, by you. I'm not saying that you can escape unpleasantries of life. I'm not saying that, you can escape your soul contracts and lessons that you need to learn. We signed up for this, depending on your paradigm, depending on your belief system. It's all meticulously set up, this simulation. All of it's a program, a beautiful, intricate game. The heart will ask for pleasure first, always, when it is starved. So what are you feeding your heart? And no, don't say, oh, I have a loving lover. I have a loving friend. I have a loving family. I have a love. All those are beautiful. And yes, you must be open. That channel must be open to receive that love from them. That's very crucial. Because what I'm saying is more of an internal work. But you also need to have a balance. There must be synergy between the internal and external realities. It's very difficult to balance all of that. When you predominantly choose the external world, you become lost in it. And then when you choose to predominantly, focus on or get lost in the in your internal world, you get cut off and disconnected from everything else. It's a very, I would say, spiritually dangerous game sometimes, because you can go into seclusion. I've gone into seclusion. You can cast out relationships and love and all of that, all the opportunities that could take you higher or to a more expansive experience, and deny all of that, and you deny the very thing that could be the best thing for you. It's all choice. And like I say every time, choices have consequences, and consequences determine outcomes. That's it. There is really no evil or good. It is what you do and what you do not do. What you do not do is also an action. What you do is an action. An action reveals behavior, a behavior that is consistent, that shows your true intentions, your true thoughts, and your feelings, and even your subconscious mind. So, again, I stress, I don't have all the answers. I just know I'm sharing this with you to be mindful. What is your heart's hunger? Is your heart fed? What are you feeding it? Is your heart starving? Be sure when you're meeting the needs of others that you meet your needs as well. A need to me is not something that is, it's perspective. Need is a perspective. The body needs food, like fuel, to run, or you'll starve to death. A car needs fuel. It needs petrol or gas to run, or it doesn't work, it doesn't turn on. An electric vehicle needs power, needs a battery, a charge, or it will not operate. Very different thing between need and want, yes. To me, want is whimsical. Want is like, I could care less. But I know I want that, and I want this, and I want that. It's very flippant. Desire is strong, a very strong attraction between you and that thing outside of you. It wants you just as much as you want it. That's desire. Want is more of a fancy. It's more of a liking, a strong liking. Like I look to like if liking moves. I'll look if it's worth liking. If I like it, then I shall be moved. That's from Romeo and Juliet, by the way, Shakespeare. That's want. Wants changes like water. Has its own flow. It doesn't stick. Desire is a whole different story. It's mutual. A need, though, that's, to me, when I think of need, it's almost like air. You need to breathe. You need air. We all need air. Like the insects, they breathe. Okay? The fish, they have gills. They breathe water, but they breathe. They need air. And it's not need is not something that I find that is out of desperation. To me, a need is the relationship, a contract, unsaid, between you and something else. Think of a tree. A tree isn't going to beg, for sunlight. If it doesn't get it, it dies. You know what I'm saying? When you have a need, you just meet that need, or there's an ending. or there will be a big change, a big shift, because that relationship with that thing is no longer there. Like I mentioned before, the body doesn't, if you stop feeding your body, it slowly withers away and it stops functioning. Your organs fail and the body shuts down. When the heart needs something, I think, is when it's most dangerous. To emotionally need something, now that I can see how that can be harmful. You are your own cup. Sometimes you're so full of love and so full of energy that it starts to spill over. And then people come around, they want to sip. So you give a little. Others take a little bit more than the others. Or your cup is overflowing, but you're being stingy and you're not sharing it at all. Or you meet someone and you meet an energy, and that energy forces your cup to fall over, and all of you spill out. All of you just everywhere. And it quenches their thirst, but then you're left thirsty. That is a need. That is dangerous. Then you have priorities. What are your priorities of the heart? Save that for another video, I guess. But yes, be aware of what you're feeding your heart. If your heart is hungry, if your heart is starving, if your heart is fed, who's feeding it? Are you feeding it? Is another energy feeding it? Are there multiple energies you're trying to feed from an empty place or from a full place? This is called being in tune. You know, that channel I mentioned before, it's super important. Someone who is immature and lacks self-awareness will be drained. Or low self-esteem will be drained. When you have high sense of worth, love, self-love, you're connected to your different facets of being or faculties, right? Your intellectual faculties. When you're connected to your physical health and your physical body, I practice Ashtanga every day. Having a physical exercise every single day, the majority of the time, the majority of the week, is crucial. Having a marked out time specifically for you, whether that's at the beginning or the end or both, is crucial. It's very important. The heart needs that. The body needs that. The mind needs that. I have to stay mindful of that and heartful of that myself right now. I really do. Not the easiest during times of transition. But may this message find you well and whole. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you soon.